Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie, and today, after a year-long hiatus, I am back to do my Big Time Rush for Can't Get Enough Tour Experience video. This video is going to be kind of similar to the one I did last year for the Forever Tour, which I'll go ahead and link up in the cards for you guys if you're interested in checking that out. This is going to be talking about just my overall thoughts on the concert, on the tour, on my meet and greet experience, and all that jazz. So this is going to be probably kind of a long video, so I'm just going to jump right in and get started with the story. Flashing back to the early parts of 2023 when PTR announced the Can't Get Enough tour, I was very excited. I had been in a mist of severe post-concert depression after the Forever tour, so I was dying for another BTR concert to happen in my area. So I had kept my eyes out on the BTR website, on like the Today Show and DMA, to see if anybody, or if they were going to make an appearance to announce something, and the single Can't Get Enough had just dropped, so they were, of course, I had a feeling they were going to be announcing a tour very soon. When the tour was announced, I looked at the dates, and it was kind of an obvious choice of which show I was going to go to this time. With the Forever tour, it was a little harder because I was right smack dab in the middle of two shows that were very close by me. This one was a little bit easier because there was really only one show that was within like an hour of me. That was the Mansfield, Massachusetts show on July 12th. The other show that was like closest to me would have been Bangor, Maine, which is about a 4-hour drive from me. So that was kind of out of my reach. So I decided to go to Mansfield, and I bought tickets the day of general on sale, pre-sale. And man, I am so happy I did that, and that I will explain that in just one second. With the Forever tour, I had bought in the fan club pre-sale to be able to get tickets early. With this one, I think my code had just expired, so I hadn't renewed it yet. So I was like, oh, I'll just wait until general on sale goes on. And the day came, and I was surprisingly able to get tickets in the third row, which was absolutely insane. I could not believe it, but I got third row seats. It was an amazing view. I'll explain a little bit in a little bit, but I was like, holy cow, 2 tickets, because in the Forever tour, I was only able to get 1 ticket in the same row, or in 2 separate rows, I should say. So 2 tickets in the third row, no complaints whatsoever. But I was kind of contemplating, as I did with the Forever tour, on getting VIP. Now, I initially looked at the not Gold Star, the Silver Star VIP, the one with the group photo. However, I did not have like more than $250 to spend on 4 individual people. So I'm like, well, that's not going to work. And plus, none of my friends really like Big Time Rush anymore, which is fine. So that was kind of out of reach. So I decided to treat myself, after all my hard work I put in saving up for this next tour, to get Gold Star VIP, which meant I get a solo picture with the boys, which, oh my gosh, was incredible. And it was just a matter of waiting for July to roll around, and it was what felt like a wait that lasted forever. I will say that. I was like, the minute tour started, I was like, is my show up yet? But also I was nervous for my show, so I was like eagerly waiting, but a little bit nervous. But before I knew it, it was here. So my mom dropped me off at the gate. I headed right in, and it was a pretty quick walk. I think it only took me a couple minutes to get to where the check-in point was. And there was obviously a lot of fans already there for the Ultimate Superstar, which is what I wanted but could not afford, and all Superstar and the beginning of Gold VIP. So I checked in, I got my lanyard, which looks like this, if you guys can see it. Okay, so it has a picture of the boys, and it just says Gold Star on it. So I grabbed that and got in line with the other Gold Stars. I'm in line, as I kind of expected to happen. They were checking signs. I had checked the sign requirements, or if they were allowed in general, way before the show even happened. I checked it like a month and a half beforehand. So I knew that they had to be small. It was like the size of a sheet of paper, like that you put in the printer. And as I'm waiting in line, I see everybody else pulling their signs out, having the security guards check. There was a lot of people that had to throw their signs away or put them back in the car, which was sad, but again, it's on the website. You should be checking sign requirements before the show, but that's just my personal opinion. So I felt bad, but I was glad my sign passed. I was glad to be able to bring it in and higher up my chances of being a worldwide girl. As I'm waiting in line to get into the meet and greet, I am chatting with the girls ahead of me and also behind me. Shout out to them if they're watching this video. And we're just talking about, you know, how long we've been rushers for, all that jazz. It was great to meet some friends that we're still friends to this very day on Facebook and other social media. And then I also met up with Abby, who was our worldwide girl on the Forever Tour in Guilford. It was good to see her. And we said we would chat after the meet and greet was over. So we were probably in line for the meet and greet for probably a good 45 minutes. It wasn't as long as the Forever Tour. And the line was actually moving rather quickly, so I'll give the credit to all the security managing the line. I could never do their job. They were doing a really good job getting people in and out at a good pace because, again, it was a million degrees. It was like no shade either, so it didn't help. We were all hot, and before I knew it, it was my turn. Ahead of me go and get their pictures with the boys, and the security had told us that we were going to have time to hug each and every one of the band members before taking the photo. So I was like trying not to cry at this point because I'm next in line, and oh my gosh, reality started to hit. I'm like, oh my god, they're right there. I could hear them talking to the girls in front of me. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're right there. Well, ahead of me leaves, and I pull up, and the first person I see is Logan. And Logan was so sweet. He says, hi, sweetie. I'm like, hi, Logan. Oh my god. I gave him a gigantic hug, and then Kendall, I think, was next. And he gave me like the biggest bear hug, and he said he liked my shirt, which said future worldwide girl. Again, I'll throw a picture of it right here for you guys. And then of course James, my boy. I'm a James girl forever and always. Again, one of the best hugs. And I unfortunately didn't see Carlos right away, so I hugged James and then started to make my way between Kendall and Logan for the photo, and then I saw Carlos. I'm like, Carlos, I am so sorry, I did not see you. But I ran over to him, gave him a hug, and then got in the middle for the photo. I wanted a group hug picture, so Kendall and Logan had their arms directly around me, and James was hugging Kendall and Carlos was hugging Logan, and they all had their arms around mine. I had my arms crossed like this, and again, it was like the biggest squeeze. I was beaming from ear to ear. I was so happy. So I got 2 photos with them, and I love them both. I'm going to throw them both right here for you guys. And these are my favorite meet and greet photos of all my experiences. I was just so happy. I don't think my expression does it justice. After a quick few seconds, I was off to go get into the venue for the rest of the day, say goodbye to the boys, and I basically ran with my face in my hands like this, basically sobbing at that point. I was shaking. I was like uncontrollably trying not to cry, but I had like a muffled cry because I was so happy. And then I got to security, had my bag checked, everything was fine, and headed right into the venue. First thing I did was get merch, so I ended up getting this t-shirt that has the boys' faces on the front, and on the back it has the tour dates, which is always something I like to get at shows. I also got a tote bag, which I'll throw a picture of right here. And I was gonna get a sweatshirt, but I did not like the design they had, so I didn't get one this time. After I got my merch and everything, I ended up grabbing something small to eat, and the girls and I that had met in line were kind of all sticking together, and I'm sitting down eating my hot dog, and I see girls coming out of the meet and greet sobbing. There was this one girl who ended up actually being Carlos's worldwide girl later on, who I was sobbing her eyes out. I'm like, I get that. That's how I felt too. And she's like, if I'm a worldwide girl, which she ended up being, shout out to Izzy, she's like, I don't know how I'm going to control myself on stage. And like, I don't blame you. I wouldn't know what to do either. So after I ate, I ended up meeting up with Abby, our worldwide girl from Guilford, like in person. We had just been talking on Twitter beforehand, and we ended up getting a photo together. I'll throw it up right here. And that was nice. And before I knew it, my mom came in. She, again, had just a ticket to get in. She didn't buy a VIP. And we, just had a couple of drinks and made our way into the venue. Once we were let in to the venue, went right to our seats. Like I said, I will throw a picture up of her view right here, which was holy cow. I still can't believe this was our view. It was so good. Like, I cannot complain whatsoever about this view. I never will. It was utterly incredible. And the show started. So we had our opening acts come on. We first had Jax, who I knew a couple of songs by. I knew Victoria's Secret, her biggest hit. That was really good live. I think I have a video of it somewhere. I would put it in the video, but I know I would be afraid of copyright. So that was fantastic. Then Max came on, who I did know more songs by from his time on Nickelodeon. And then before we knew it, we were setting up for the boys. The boys came on at about 8 o'clock, and they opened up with Can't Get Enough, the title track of the tour. And it was so good live, and it seemed like after that, the entire show went by so quickly. Went in the audience for Paralyzed, still one of my favorite songs of the new era BTR. And when I tell you, Carlos was in reaching distance of me, I mean, I think I have a picture of how close he was to me right here. Oh dear God. And Kendall wasn't that far either from me. James and Logan were on the other side. But oh my God, I was like, I'm still in shock looking at this photo of how close Carlos was. I don't know if I actually ended up touching him. I might have a little bit at the end of the song, but I'm like, oh my God, they're right there. And it came time for Worldwide, which was a lot sooner than I expected. Again, this first half of the show really flew by. So with Worldwide this time around, I'm a James girl forever and always, but I told myself that I would not be mad if any of the boys picked me for Worldwide. Didn't really matter to me. And Logan had my side. He was choosing from my side. So he saw my sign and he looked at it. He didn't pick me, but I could tell he had his eyes on me. And I wasn't mad that he didn't pick me. I also had a makeshift sign that went around my head that, again, I'll throw a picture of right here. And I think that caught his eye, definitely, but he didn't end up picking me, which is fine. Also, the guitarist and bassist, who I'm also blanking on the names of, also definitely had their eyes on me, and they were pointing me out to Logan. I could tell that in the video that my mom got. But it was a close call, but not this time. Worldwide happens. Again, I had interacted with Carlos's Worldwide girl earlier in the day, and also James's Worldwide girl, who I'm blanking on the name of. So sorry. Both of them I had interacted with at some point during the day or on social media previously, so it was really cool to see my friends up on stage. And that song, regardless if I'm ever going to be picked or not, will always make me sob my eyes out. I love Worldwide so much, and it was always beautiful live and just phenomenal. And then after Shot in the Dark and that whole medley, they went back in the audience for Windows Down and basically the encore songs. I think there was a couple of songs in between Shot in the Dark and the medley. Oh, Big Night was one of them, but I'm blanking on the other ones. But for the encore presentation, basically, they had Windows Down, Boyfriend, the theme song, Until I Forget About You. And they ended up, like, again, walking right by me during Windows Down. Again, Kendall, Logan, and James all walked directly in front of me. I was like, oh my God, they're right there. And yeah. And then they were back on stage for, I think, Boyfriend. Nope, the theme song was after that. And then Boyfriend. And then Till I Forget About You was the finale of the show, and the whole crowd was going insane. And oh man, I that's always gonna be a fan favorite, even for me. I love Till I Forget About You, always will. And then the show was over, and the post-concert depression hit right away. The show ended. I gathered all my stuff. I had confetti all over me and was shaking walking out of the venue. I was, again, an emotional wreck, as I had been with the Forever Tour. And I was like, booking flights to the next tour stop, please. Just kidding. I didn't, but I wanted to. I was in just utter awe from that show. My experience at the Can't Get Enough tour in 2023, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'm hoping to make another one very, very soon with my show in September for BTR. But if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. I am hoping again to get back to making like regular content and not go a year without making a video like I just did. So stay tuned for that. If you guys would like to follow me on any social media, all links are down below. I am active on Twitter, Instagram, and other channels as well, so be sure to check those out in the description box. And with all being said, I also am going to attach some photos from the show at the very end of this video, so just look at those if you're interested. With all being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!